Hey everyone, welcome to the first video on Tan's Top 10 channel. This is a channel all about movies, reviewing them, ranking them, showing you my collection, which is what I'm going to be doing today because I figure what better way to kick off the channel than to show you all my movies, my taste in movies, and there's a lot of them here. And my fiance and I just moved into our house, so all of these are out of alphabetical order. They just got taken out of totes, so yeah, let's get started right away. The Drop. Tom Hardy is my favorite actor, so you're going to be seeing a lot of movies with him in this entire pile. So, but The Drop, very enjoyable movie, and James Gandolfini's last role, I believe. Courage Under Fire. My Bloody Valentine 3D. The Sting. I also love Paul Newman. He's probably my favorite older actor, and you will see a lot of his movies in here as well. And I've yet to watch this, but I'm going to very soon. Cool Hand Luke. Man on Fire. The Magnificent Seven, the remake. Well, the 2017 one, I think it was. Madagascar 3. Europe's Most Wanted, sorry. Mallrats. Alright, we got the original Pet Sematary, very cheesy. And the remake, Pet Sematary, which came out last year, which I was really looking forward to and kind of disappointed me. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Ooh. Patriots Day, very emotional movie. I really enjoyed it though. We'll probably never watch it again though because it is just very emotional. Best Picture winner, Parasite. Very, very entertaining movie and definitely deserved to win Best Picture. I'm glad this did and not 1917. All 6 Paranormal Activity movies. I actually haven't watched any of these, but I bought this collection for like $20 on Amazon and I'm sure I'll watch at least the first couple sometime. The Oceans Trilogy. Love Oceans 11. I started watching Oceans 12, didn't really get through it all the way, and I haven't seen any of Oceans 13. Nightcrawler. John Flickinger would be proud. Steady hands, steady hands. The Night Before. The Nice Guys. Got Neighbors 1 and Neighbors 2. Natural Born Killers, the director's cut. Olympus Has Fallen. Oliver and Company. Old School. No Strings Attached. No Country for Old Men, one of my favorite movies of all time. Love this movie. It's gotten a lot better with age. I wasn't the biggest fan of it at first because of the ending, but now I love it. It's a masterpiece. A Nightmare on Elm Street collection. This has all the way from the first one all the way up until New Nightmare. Probably my favorite horror franchise. I love Freddy Krueger. And I even have the remake, which is not good, but I bought it so I could watch it, and I've only watched it once, and it's not good. Just please give us a good Nightmare on Elm Street remake anytime soon. I would love it. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Public Enemies. Is that even in there? Oh, yeah, it is. Didn't sound like there was a disc in there. Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping. I am an FBI agent. Point Break, love Point Break. Princess Bride, in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. If you don't like this movie, I just don't really trust you. I don't get how you can hate this movie. It's got every single genre imaginable, and it's one of the most entertaining and rewatchable movies of all time. Love this movie. Pineapple Express. I feel it is a pretty underrated comedy. Love that movie. And James Franco in it is fantastic. The Prestige. Oh! The Prestige. Sorry. Throwing discs around. Alright, we'll go to this pile. Deadpool 1. And we'll just go right there. Deadpool 2. Batman Beyond. Return of the Joker. Sorry, I forgot the title there for a second. Got Captain America, the First Avenger. Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Black Swan. The Blade Trinity. Look what you did, Blade Trinity. You stupid movie. The Blade Trilogy with Blade, Blade 2, Blade Trinity. I've only seen the first two. Really enjoyable. And the third one I heard sucks, so I have yet to watch it. Clerks 1 and Clerks 2. Love Kevin Smith movies, and Clerks 1 is probably my favorite one of his. And Clerks 2 is also very funny. The Spider-Man Trilogy with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man Trilogy. Spider-Man 2 is obviously the best one. Sicario. Sherlock Holmes. Skyfall. I don't know. This and Casino Royale are on and off as to which one is my favorite James Bond movie. I love them both so much for different reasons, though. The Sixth Sense. Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I think is not that bad of a sequel. Everyone hates it, or a lot of people hate it, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's really funny. Gremlins. Green Room, very disturbing movie. The Green Mile. The Green Hornet. Don't ask me why I own this. I didn't even know that I did. The Great Mouse Detective. One of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I watched this movie so many times growing up, and I love it. And if they ever did a sequel to it, that'd be really cool. We got a double feature here, Saturday Night Fever and Grease. I bought this for Grease because it's my favorite musical of all time. I love Grease. And Saturday Night Fever I have not watched yet. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. Hacksaw Ridge. Ex Machina. Kill Bill Volume 2, which I enjoy more than Volume 1. But they're both awesome. Kick-Ass. The Karate Kid, the remake. I have not seen this yet. Justice League, a movie that should have been a lot better than it was. The French Connection. Freddy vs. Jason. How to Train Your Dragon 2. Hail Caesar. I got this for like $1 at the dollar store, and I have not seen it. I haven't heard good things about it, but for $1, I was like, hell yeah, I'll get a Coen Brothers movie. Frozen 2, a movie with way too much singing, and I didn't really enjoy it too much. I was really confused, and the only funny part was when Olaf retold everything that happened in the first movie. That was really funny. Other than that, I did not enjoy this movie. Full Metal Jacket. The Fugitive. Fruitvale Station. Gangs of New York. I think this was the first Martin Scorsese movie I ever watched, and I could not watch the ending because Bill the Butcher scared the shit out of me as a kid. And yeah, great movie. Game Night. Let's go over here. Give me my movies. Give me all my movies. And a couple more. All right. 28 Days Later. 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street. 21 Jump Street is one of my favorite comedies of all time, and 22 Jump Street is a worthwhile sequel. They're both hilarious. Ooh, this. Oh no. The back here is getting all bent. Not taking good care of my movies here. The Alien Anthology, Alien and Aliens, both masterpieces. Love them both. And Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, I have yet to watch because I heard they're not good. All right. This is a really long title, so I got to take a break. Catch my breath. The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford. This movie is awesome. One of the best shot movies of all time I've ever seen. Roger Deakins shot this thing. It looks immaculate. And Brad Pitt and Casey Affleck give great performance. Everyone gives great performance. And I think this movie is underrated because it came out in 2007, which is one of the best years in movies. And I think it kind of just got lost in the shuffle. But definitely check this movie out if you are a fan of film. Arrival. Army of Darkness, which is my favorite Evil Dead movie. I love that movie. I think it's super funny. The Aristocats. Argo. I can tell that pile is going to tip back over very soon. Aquaman. Probably my favorite DC movie. I enjoyed the shit out of this movie. So much fun. The A-Team. 50-50. Well, that's just like your opinion, dude. You're out of your element, Donnie. The Big Lebowski. Love that movie. Pocahontas. Dances with Wolves. Shit, I'm sorry. Avatar. I'm sorry, I can't shit talk Avatar. It's still a great movie. The Austin Powers Trilogy. All three of them right there. Caddyshack. You got a triple pack here with The Possession, Cabin in the Woods, and Sinister. I bought this for Cabin in the Woods because it's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And Sinister is also really enjoyable, and I have not watched The Possession yet. One of my favorite westerns of all time, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Love this movie. Great script. And Paul Newman and Robert Redford, amazing chemistry. I can rewatch this movie like any day. 28 weeks later. Sorry. Watchmen, the director's cut. The Vivitch. The Good Dinosaur. A terrifying movie where a dinosaur and a boy get tripped up on berries. And a little squirrel porcupine thing gets eaten alive by a pterodactyl. So yeah, show that movie to your kids. Oh, all right, here we go. All right. The Avengers. Avengers Age of Ultron. Avengers Infinity War. And Avengers Endgame, which is my favorite movie-going experience of all time, and definitely my favorite MCU movie, and I cry every single time at the end of the movie. Apocalypse Now. Bad Santa. Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. One of the weirdest movies of all time, but super enjoyable, and Nick Cage is just off the rails in that movie. I love it so much. Great Scott! Back to the Future trilogy. Backdraft, a total 90s movie that is enjoyable as hell. Baby Driver. Bye-bye, Badook. Let's just keep going over here. Oh, shit, Nuggets, we lost them. There we go. All right. Boondock Saints and Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day. I haven't watched these movies in a while. I don't know how well they hold up. But I watched them in high school, and I really enjoyed them then. And so don't judge me. But definitely got to rewatch them. Oh. Son of a bitch! The Bourne Trilogy. Captain Phillips, I am the captain now. Captain America, Civil War, my second favorite MCU movie. Last Action Hero. Easy A. LA Confidential. Django Unchained, which is my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. Love this movie. Very entertaining. Captain Marvel. Prisoners. All these movies are slipping out of their slipcovers. I don't like it. Maybe that's why I call them slipcovers. Project X. Ready or Not. I love this movie. Very enjoyable. A lot of A lot of comedy and horror elements as well. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a movie that I enjoyed the first time I saw in theaters, but didn't love it. And then when I watched it, on 4K, love this movie. It instantly became one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies, and I could rewatch this movie probably every day and not get bored with it. And that is a movie for movie lovers. Dawn of the Dead, the remake. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. GoldenEye, Gone Baby Gone. Gravity. Silence of the Lambs, one of my favorite movies of all time. Cinderella. Boyhood. Excuse me. Yeah. They may take our lives, but they'll never take our Braveheart. The Breakfast Club. Brick. Bridesmaids. Bridge of Spies. Broken Arrow. Ooh, ain't it cool? Oh no, wrong movie, same actor. So, Cobra. Coco. Collateral, probably my favorite Tom Cruise performance, and my second favorite Michael Mann movie. Commando. Put the bunny back in the box. Con Air. Love Con Air. Billy Madison. All right. More. Just sit right there. Just sit tight. All right. We need a beverage. My throat is getting... All right. Here we go. We'll take Billy Madison and use it as a coaster. That's no disrespect to Billy Madison. All right. Despicable Me. Battle Royale. Beauty and the Beast, classic Disney. And Beauty and the Beast remake, not a classic. I did not enjoy this movie that much at all. And I saw it in a theater that was 90 degrees. And it sucked. So yeah. Beetlejuice. I think we're good. The Other Guys. Love The Other Guys. One of my favorite comedies. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Dead Poet Society. Demolition Man. And apparently we're getting a sequel to Demolition Man, which is kind of weird, but I love it because I love Demolition Man. Den of Thieves. Love bank robbery movies, and this one is very enjoyable. And the heist is like over an hour long in the movie, which is awesome. The Departed, you fucking firefighters. Love The Departed. One of my favorite movies. The Legend of Tarzan. Never watched that movie. There goes my pile. District 9. Amazing movie. And Neil Blomkamp, if you make a Halo movie, please just make a Halo movie. And make it R-rated, make it gritty like District 9, and we will love it. A lot of practical effects and good CGI like in that movie. Whew. Doctor Strange. Legend with Tom Hardy and Tom Hardy. We got the Chucky Collection, which is from the first Child's Play all the way up to Cult of Chucky. I've only seen the first two and the remake, which I don't own. But I really enjoy the first two, and I'm excited to check out the rest of these movies. La La Land. Love La La Land. Great movie. The Crazies, underrated horror remake. The Lethal Weapon Collection. I've only seen the first one. Love it. And I heard the second one was also really good, and the other two I heard are not that great. Pinocchio. Terrifying animated movie. Kung Fu Panda 3. I have not watched this yet. And I do not own the other two, the first and the second one, but I've seen the first one a lot. I really enjoy it. And the second one I heard is also really good. So I will buy those eventually. Law Abiding Citizen. Crawl. Crazy Stupid Love. Creed 1 and Creed 2. Love these movies. Creed 1 is one of my favorite movies of all time. And Sylvester Stallone was snubbed of an Oscar. Just give it to him. Dog Soldiers. The Oranges. I didn't even know I owned this movie. And I don't even know what it's about. Eastern Promises. The Crow. Love The Crow. Crash. Lady Bird. The Last Samurai. Love The Last Samurai. One super underrated movie. Great battle scenes and a lot of great performances as well. The Descendants. The Lego Ninjago movie. Sleeping Beauty. Pulp Fiction. Love Pulp Fiction. Classic. Behind Enemy Lines. Oh, wow. Look at that. Russians? Is it Russians? Bosnia. Sounds like Russia. The Godfather Collection. I love the Godfather movies. I even enjoy the third one. It's not great, but I don't think it deserves all the hate it gets. I think it's just because they followed up two of the best movies ever made. And I don't know. I enjoy the third one for what it is. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Best Spider-Man movie ever made. One of the best animated movies ever made. Trick or Treat. Tropic Thunder. Troy. This is the director's cut. And I'm not a fan of the director's cut of this. I love Troy, the original one. I saw it when I was like in middle school or elementary school. Can't remember. And I love that. But the director's cut, yeah, it's more graphic and violent and the battle scenes are extended. But they, like, the scene where they charge into Troy after they bust out of the horse, the Trojan horse, and everyone storms off the beach into the city, there's like, I don't know, they messed up, I don't know if it's, I can't remember if it's the music or what, but it's really weird and I didn't like it. So I wish they would just release the original version on Blu-ray. I don't think they do. Trolls. The Pirates of the Caribbean collection, or trilogy. Curse of Black Pearl. Dead Man's Chest. At World's End. Ugh. God damn it, Armageddon. 300. The Apartment. Got Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Did not really enjoy this movie. The first Ant-Man I enjoy though. Annabelle Comes Home. Total snooze fest. I bought this on Black Friday shopping and I watched it a couple months ago and I almost fell asleep. Animal House. Look at this. This is beautiful. That's beautiful. This is the Anchorman 1 and 2 in a Steelbook. Love it. 101 Dalmatians. An American Werewolf in London. American Sniper. American Psycho. American Hustle. American Beauty. Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which are pretty forgettable. Alita Battle Angel. The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Alien Covenant, which I really enjoy. I enjoy this a lot more than Prometheus. I'm not afraid to admit that. Aladdin. Airplane. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. The Accountant. 2012. Don't like this movie at all. Ooh, love this movie. 500 Days of Summer, one of my favorite movies of all time. Dog's Purpose. Hercules. Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. I do not own the first one, but I've seen it. And both really enjoyable movies. Hell or High Water. Oh, Heat. Love Heat. One of my favorite movies of all time. Definitely, this is my favorite Michael Mann movie, by the way. Hold on before we do it. Shut up, Ralph. Sit down! The Hateful Eight. Happy Gilmore. The Happening. The Happening. Gotta love it. Halloween Collection. This is all the movies from the first Halloween and all the way up until Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie one. And I actually enjoy the Rob Zombie movies for what they are. But the first one is obviously the best. And I got the remake here, which I also enjoyed for the most part. And I'm excited to see what the sequels are like. Insidious. Insidious Chapter 2. And Insidious Chapter 3. I enjoy all of them for the most part. Ooh, a movie I did not enjoy. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I bought that Black Friday shopping for like $6, and I've yet to rewatch it because it's not good. The Howling. Great steelbook. I love the look of this thing. It's so beautiful. In the Line of Fire. Insomnia. Kill Bill Volume 1. There it is. Inside Out. My favorite Pixar movie. Cry every single time I watch that movie. But I love it. Look at that. Inglourious Bastards. A movie that I appreciate even more every single time I watch it. I think there's 2 scenes in this movie that are some, not only Quentin Tarantino's best scenes, but some of the best scenes in movie history. That includes the opening scene with Christoph Waltz and the pub scene in Bruges. I, Tonya. The Hurt Locker. The Hunger Games. Does everyone remember when the Hunger Games was a big thing? What a weird time. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1 and 2. Obviously, I've only seen the first one. And the gargoyles in that movie ruin it, but everything else in that movie is really good. One of my favorite movies of all time, Inception. The Jungle Book, probably Disney's best remake. In Time. People say I look like Justin Timberlake. Comment in the comment section. Let me know if I do. Let me know what you think. Let me know what's in your brain. Quiet Place, probably my favorite movie of 2018. Really surprised me. And a lot more emotional than I was expecting. And I'm excited for part 2, whenever it comes out. The Incredible Hulk. The Incredibles. The Incredibles 2. Independence Day. The Infiltrator. Bought this for like $1 at dollar store. And I have not watched it yet. Indiana Jones Collection. Last Crusade is my favorite. I might actually watch it tonight. That's how much I love that movie. But I enjoy all 3 of them. Because there's only 3. Instant Family. Love this movie. Really underrated comedy. And a lot of heart. The Italian Job. Nice steel book. It's nice and cold. Ooh. Quarantine, which is what we're in right now. Deepwater Horizon. The Emperor's New Groove and Kronk's New Groove. Love The Emperor's New Groove. Smokey and the Bandit. E.T. Elliott. The Big Sick. Big Trouble in Little China. Rango. Predator 3D. Ratatouille. Once Upon a Time in America. Raging Bull. Speed. Snowpiercer. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The Social Network. You can't really tell, but that's The Social Network. It's a really weird cover. Sorcerer. Pretty underrated William Friedkin movie. Check it out. The Conjuring 1 and The Conjuring 2. Conjuring 1, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Scared the shit out of me the first time I saw it. And The Conjuring 2, really a good sequel. The Simpsons movie. Spider-Pig does whatever a spider... Or, no, pig does. Oh, fuck. You know what I mean. Sin City. Ralph Breaks the Internet. Rambo. Rampage. Southpaw. Spectre. Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. The Shining. And Dr. Sleep. I enjoy the hell out of both those movies. Shutter Island. Really weird Scorsese movie. It's really weird to think that Martin Scorsese made this movie. Because it's like a horror movie. It's really weird. But I enjoy it. Silver Linings Playbook. Alright. End of Watch. Eraser. Escape from New York. This guy's name is Snake Plissken. Maybe the coolest character name ever. What a badass. He's got a patch. Kurt Russell. Love Kurt Russell. The Fault in Our Stars. Get Out. We got the Friday the 13th collection. This has from the first movie all the way up till Jason Takes Manhattan. And then I also have the remake, which I really enjoy. And I don't get why people hate on this. It's got everything you'd want in a Friday the 13th movie. And yeah, the characters are dumb, but they basically all die. So I don't know what you're complaining about. And another Friday the 13th movie anytime soon would be awesome as well. Friends with Benefits. Fright Night 3D. The remake. I enjoy the hell out of this movie. David Tennant in that movie. So funny. Frozen. Edge of Tomorrow. The Exorcist. The Expendables, which I think this was the first Blu-ray I ever owned. My parents got me this for Christmas when it came out, and I'm pretty sure it was the first Blu-ray out of this entire collection that I ever had. So, doesn't smell good. I want to take his face off. Face Off. Love Face Off. Fargo. Alright, you got a franchise here, so Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift. Fast 5. Fast and Furious 6. Nice steelbook there. Love that. Furious 7. I really like this slip cover. It's got Paul Walker on the front there. And the actual case is like that too. And Vin Diesel there as well. I love that. And Fate of the Furious as well, which I really enjoyed too. The Fighter. Finding Nemo. And Finding Dory, which I did not enjoy. I fell asleep in theaters watching that movie. The Fly. Super underrated horror movie. Awesome practical effects. And a great Jeff Goldblum performance. My favorite comedy of all time, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Just went from 6 to midnight. Forrest Gump. My name is Forrest Gump. Four Lions. Really underrated movie, and I haven't watched this in a while, but I always think of the scene where the guy shoots the RPG backwards and he goes flying. Classic rookie mistake. How to Train Your Dragon 1. Ooh. Goodfellas, one of my favorite movies of all time, and Good Will Hunting, also one of my favorite movies of all time. Love both of those movies. Both kick ass. Get off my lawn. Gran Torino. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Dodgeball. Cram it up the cram hole, the floor. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. A Few Good Men. Fight Club. You're goddamn right I did. I'm sorry, I had to. Don John. Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Hotel Transylvania. Hot Fuzz. Horrible Bosses. Movie I haven't watched in a while. Don't know if it's still that funny. I don't know. The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, and The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. I do not own Desolation of Smaug. I need to find it with a slipcover on. And I have not found it yet like that. Once I do, though, I will buy it. A History of Violence, really underrated movie. Love that movie. David Cronenberg directed that. The Hills Have Eyes, underrated. Unrated. It's not underrated. Didn't really enjoy this movie. Hereditary. Hercules with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I was expecting a lot more from this movie. The best part is easily Ian McShane, who knows exactly what movie he's in. He looks like he was just like there for a paycheck, and he's like, I'm Ian McShane, I'm gonna do whatever I want. And I love him for that. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's also charismatic. Alright. Joker. Jojo Rabbit. I got John Wick Chapter 2 and John Wick 3 Parabellum. It 1 and It Chapter 2. I can't believe It Chapter 2 is almost 3 hours long. That's insane. The Island. Oh, there it is. Iron Man 2. Iron Man 3. There's John Wick 1. Knew it was in there somewhere. Oh boy. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I've only seen this once. But I enjoy Kevin Smith having the Batman grapple hook thing. It's so enjoyable. Jaws. One of the best movies ever made. One of the most rewatchable movies also. Jackie Brown. The King's Speech. Iron Man. The Invitation. Really underrated movie. The Interview. Remember when The Interview was a big thing? Yeah, that was a really weird time. But I really enjoyed this movie. And James Franco gives a great, funny performance in it. Interstellar. I got to upgrade to 4K for Interstellar. It Follows. Love this Steelbook. It's so beautiful. Except it's got a little scratch right there, but that doesn't matter. Great movie. Jurassic Park. Classic. The Lost World. The Lost World, Jurassic Park. Or is it Jurassic Park, The Lost World? I'm not stupid. Just call it Jurassic Park 2. Because obviously, Jurassic Park 3. I haven't watched Jurassic Park 3 in a while. I don't know how it holds up. Jurassic World. King Kong, the Peter Jackson version. That's an awesome steelbook too. Love it. I think I got that one at Target, I believe. The Jungle Book, the original animated one. Love that movie. One of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Dunkirk. Casino Royale. Dumb and Dumber 2. Evil Dead, the remake. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. The Evil Dead, the original. That's a nice steelbook as well. Evil Dead 2. One of my favorite movies of all time. The Guest. Super underrated. Definitely check this movie out if you haven't. I remember seeing it on Netflix. And I don't just go into it not knowing anything. And you will enjoy it. Total badass movie. Dan Stevens. What a man. Disturbia. Lone Survivor. Long Shot. Looper. The Lorax. Mulan 1 and 2. Love Mulan 1. One of my favorite Disney movies. Liar Liar. The The Light Between Oceans. Not watched that. That's definitely my fiance's movie. The Lighthouse. Definitely have watched this. I love this movie. Super entertaining. Very weird. And I love every single second of it. Lights Out. The Lion King. Probably my favorite animated movie of all time. And the Lion King remake, which is just a copy and paste of that masterpiece right there. This movie, Timon and Pumbaa were great. Everything else in that movie, not good. And I laughed when Mufasa died in this movie because the way that Scar bitch slaps him off the cliff. So funny. The Little Mermaid. Lord of War. Pacific Rim, Marley and Me, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Live by Night, Logan, Castaway, triple feature here, The Losers, Rock'n'Rolla, and Shoot 'Em Up. I bought this for Shoot 'Em Up because I really enjoy that movie. Rock'n'Rolla I've only seen once. I enjoyed it. And The Losers, I don't even know if I've seen the entire thing through. I just remember Chris Evans doing the finger pistols in the elevator. Love Actually. Mad Max Fury Road. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. The Patriot. I think this is the first R-rated movie I ever watched. I saw it when I was like either in first or second grade. I enjoy the hell out of this movie. I've seen it so many times. I think Mel Gibson gives a great performance in here. Say what you want about him. Heath Ledger is also awesome. And Jason Isaacs is one of the most underrated villains. He's so evil, so despicable. You hate him. And I love The Patriot. My favorite Roland Emmerich movie, by the way. Oh, The Lego Movie. The Lego Movie 2, the second part. Carlito's Way, another Steelbook there. Better Watch Out, a really underrated movie. It's like 90 minutes long. If you haven't seen this movie, definitely check it out. Go into it not knowing anything. Don't watch any trailers or look up anything about it, and you will enjoy the hell out of it. Big Hero 6. Casino. Chasing Amy. Children of Men. Love Children of Men. Modern masterpiece, I would say. The Terminator and Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Ted. Ted 2. I really enjoyed the Ted movies. Taxi Driver. Thor. This Means War. I enjoy this movie. It's not great by any means, but Tom Hardy and Chris Pine, I like them both. So it's not a terrible movie. This Is the End. We got The Thing, John Carpenter's masterpiece, one of the best horror movies ever made, and the prequel, which came out in 2011, was it? I don't know. But this movie was actually not bad, minus all the crappy CGI. If they would have stuck with practical effects, that movie would have been actually really good. There Will Be Blood. I'm finished. Toy Story. Ooh. One of my favorite movies of all time. The Town. I have a poster of it right there. I love the shit out of The Town. I've seen it so many times, and definitely my favorite Ben Affleck movie. And one of my favorite bank robbery movies, between that and Heat. Total Recall. Tombstone. I love Tombstone so much. Doc Holliday, one of the best characters of all time. I actually was wearing a shirt the other day that said, I'm your Huckleberry, and it's got his mustache and his little goatee. I love Tombstone so much. I've seen it so many times. Tomb Raider, really underrated video game movie. I think it's probably the best one I've ever seen. I actually didn't mind it. Titanic, love Titanic, classic, one of my favorite movies of all time. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Thor: The Dark World. Thor: Ragnarok. Oh shit, I forgot I had. Okay. Transformers: Dark of the Moon, which I actually enjoy. It's probably my favorite Transformers movie. That's not saying much, but I enjoy this one for what it is. And it's a nice steelbook. And then this shit fest, Transformers: Age of Extinction. Probably the worst movie theater going experience I've ever had. 3 hours of headache. Ugh. Training Day. Train to Busan. Okay, we got Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, and Toy Story 4. I enjoy all of those movies. Up in the Air, really underrated movie. Not a lot of people talk about it. Up. Unstoppable. Unforgiven, one of my favorite westerns. True Grit, the remake, also one of my favorite westerns. Uncut Gems. Unbreakable. World War Z. 10 Cloverfield Lane. 21 and Over, that's my fiance's. 13 Hours. 10 Things I Hate About You. I love this movie, one of my favorites. Black Panther. Black Hawk Down. I think this is an underrated war movie. I think it's probably like my top 5 war movies of all time. Excuse me. Birdman. I'm not saying the full title. Booksmart. Boogie Nights. Love Boogie Nights. Bone Tomahawk. This movie is very disturbing. Bohemian Rhapsody. I regret buying this movie. I bought it without seeing it in theaters, and I didn't really enjoy it that much. I think it's very overrated. Sorry. Blood Diamond. Blockers. Blade Runner. This is the final cut. Which one is this? Yep, the final cut. I love Blade Runner. And Blade Runner 2049. I also love this movie. Bug's Life. Brother Bear 1 and 2. Despicable Me 2. Do the Right Thing. My favorite trilogy of all time. Batman Begins. The Dark Knight, which I have a poster right there. The Dark Knight Rises, which I have a poster right there. Alright. We got a lot of Batman movies. I'm a big Batman fan. Batman Assault on Arkham. Batman the movie with Adam West. We're skipping over some Batman movies here. Alright, we got a quadrilogy here. We got Batman 89, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and the classic Batman and Robin, which, say what you will, enjoyable as hell. I would rather watch Batman and Robin than Batman Forever easily. Alright. Basic Instinct. That's a movie. I love Basic Instinct. Bambi. Bambi's mom gets shot in the face. Batman Under the Red Hood. Love that movie. Ooh. Batman The Dark Knight Returns Deluxe Edition. This is one of my favorite Batman adaptations of all time. I think this is a great movie. And watch it if you're a Batman fan. Batman The Killing Joke. Half a good movie, half a not good movie. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition. Pokemon Detective Pikachu. The Devil's Rejects, really uncomfortable movie to watch. Die Hard Collection, this has only up until Live Free or Die Hard. This does not include the 5th crap piece that the 5th one is. But Die Hard, one of my favorite action movies of all time. Solo, a Star Wars story. I have not watched that yet. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. Dead Man Tell No Tales. The Descent. Leon the Professional, the Lego Batman movie, All the President's Men, The Untouchables, the Harry Potter Collection, Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. I think that's how you say it. Cimarron. Us. Spirited Away. Spotlight. They knew Robbie. Ooh. SpongeBob movies. Sponge out of water. Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home. That Awkward Moment. Terminator Dark Fate. Did not really enjoy that movie. X-Men Days of Future Past. Probably my favorite X-Men movie. Logan is... Oh, no. Scratch that. Logan's my favorite X-Men movie. But Days of Future Past. Really enjoyable as well. We have Star Trek 2009. Star Trek Into Darkness. Star Trek Beyond. I enjoy all of those movies, even though I'm not a big Star Trek fan. A Star is Born. Stand By Me. Classic. Love that movie. Rob Reiner directed a lot of great movies. You ever think about that? He's not really... A lot of people don't talk about him. But, Spy. Straight Outta Compton. Oh boy. Is this all the Star Wars? Yes, it is. Here we go. Alright. Star Wars prequel trilogy. Star Wars the original trilogy. We'll go Rogue One. Pretty overrated. I think the only great part is the last, 45 minutes is that? But I didn't really give a shit about any of the characters. Alright. Star Wars The Force Awakens. The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. It's a really cool cover. I like this thing. I don't even know how you open it. Like this? Yay, like that. That's how you open it. I like this cover, but wasn't a big fan of the movie. The movie could have been a lot more. Tangled, one of my favorite Disney movies. A lot better than Frozen. The Sword and the Stone. Swingers. SWAT. Super Troopers. And Suicide Squad. Not that great of a movie. Dread. I am the... Oh, I can't say that because that's not that Dread movie. Drive. Don't Breathe. Kong Skull Island. I really enjoyed this movie. Not great, but enjoyable. Knocked Up. Ooh. I don't even know if this is a guilty pleasure because I think it's actually a really good movie. A Knight's Tale. Great Heath Ledger performance. This is just a feel-good, awesome, kick-ass action movie. It's not really an action movie though, but it's got a lot of humor in it as well. Check this movie out if you have not seen it. It's awesome. Great soundtrack as well. Kiss Kiss, Bang Bang. You got Kingsman: The Secret Service. Really enjoy that movie. And Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I did not really enjoy that movie. Kingdom of Heaven, director's cut. A Perfect Getaway. Sorry. Lawless. Love, Simon. This is one of my fiance's favorite movies. And I really enjoyed it as well. Lucky Number 11. The Road Warrior. Here we go. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Lord of the Rings trilogy, I think, is the best trilogy ever made. From movie to movie to movie. I think it's perfect. Perfect. Kubo and the Two Strings. Krampus. Master and Commander, Far Side of the World. The Martian. Man of Steel. Mission Impossible 3. Really underrated. I really enjoyed that movie. Misery. Minority Report. Miller's Crossing. Mike and Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. Michael Clayton. Miami Vice. Memento. The Matrix on 4K. Office Space. Oculus. Mud. Mother. I really like this movie. I know it's very divisive and a lot of people hate it, but I really like it. I've only seen it once, and that's probably all the watching it needs, but yeah. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, one of the funniest comedies of all time. Moneyball. Sausage Party. The Sandlot. San Andreas. Not Grand Theft Auto San Andreas like I thought it was going to be when they announced it. What a shame. Shazam. Shawshank Redemption. Classic. Shaun of the Dead. The Shape of Water. Fish Sex, the movie. Shadow. Seven Psychopaths. Seven. Ooh, Serenity. Love this movie. I absolutely adore Firefly, the TV show. And Serenity, I adore as well. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. No, we just... Oh, damn. Scream 1 and Scream 4. Those are the only two I own. I've heard the other two. I don't know. I enjoy Scream 4, and the first one's a classic. Schindler's List. You're going to fall as well. I know you are. I know. Saving Private Ryan, my favorite war movie of all time. Rush. Running Scared, really underrated movie. There's a scene in this movie, not really, multiple scenes in this movie, with Vera Farmiga in a house with two pedophiles. It is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in a movie. So scary. But really underrated movie. Definitely check this out. Paul Walker, great performance in it. The Rocky Collection. Love Rocky. One of my favorite action movies of all time. The Rock. Oh, winners go home and fuck the prom queen. RoboCop, the remake. I haven't watched it yet. RoboCop, the original. Classic movie. Loved it. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Reservoir Dogs. The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. The Replacements. Really underrated sports movie. I really enjoy this. Keanu and Gene Hackman are awesome in it. It's a really feel-good movie. You know, if you're ever in just kind of a downer mood, put The Replacements on. It'll lighten you up. And, you know, there's not a whole lot of drama in it. It's just like a nice, funny, feel-good movie. I love The Replacements. So rewatchable, too. Ready Player One. Ronin. Robin Hood, the Disney version. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. And I'm actually... Hold on. I don't know if you guys can read this, but... Ooh da lolly golly, what a day. I love Robin Hood. Road to Perdition. Roadhouse. Pain Don't Hurt. Pain Don't Hurt. He says that in that movie. Pain. It don't hurt. Oh, Dalton. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Revenge. Really disturbing movie, but really kick-ass as well. Really, really interesting movie. The Revenant. The Strangers. The Raid. Redemption. Don't know why it's called Redemption. I just think they should just call it The Raid. But, and The Raid 2. I actually just watched this movie the other night, and it still holds up. The action in that movie is amazing. These aren't movies, but God of War and Skyrim. Don't know why those are in there. Get out of here. I'm a big fan of supporting other YouTube channels, and especially movie channels. And Dead Meat is one of my favorite YouTube channels. They do kill counts and podcast, and I love listening to podcasts as well. And this is In Search of Darkness. It's like a kind of documentary style movie with a lot of interviews about 80s horror films, a lot of research and stuff, and it's a really cool movie, really interesting. I haven't watched the entire thing because it's 280 minutes long, so it's a really long movie, but it's really cool and really interesting, and I can't wait to watch the rest of this. Thank you, Dead Meat, for letting me purchase that. Gone Girl, Gladiator, Warrior, one of my favorite movies of all time. Probably I think this is my second favorite movie of all time. Funny story behind this movie. So when I was a sophomore in high school, I broke my shin playing soccer. Yes, I played soccer. And I broke my shin, and I was in a wheelchair for 1 month, crutches for another month, and a boot for the final month. And towards the end of my final month, I was just laying on the couch and I was watching TV, and this was like on Stars or HBO or something. And it was like halfway through the movie, so I didn't really see the first half. But I watched this movie and I was just blown away by it. So blown away that I took my walking boot off and I just went for a run on a damn near broken shin. I went for a run, and it's all because of Warrior. What an inspirational movie. And Tom Hardy, holy shit, he's got like mountains where his traps are. It's enormous, and I love it. Oh, I love Warrior so much. Anyways, sorry, that was weird, but you know what? I broke my shin, and Warrior inspired me to go for a run on a broken shin. So, Warcraft, a movie that didn't inspire anyone. War for the Planet of the Apes. Wanted. The Visit. I always remember the scene where the grandma was like crawling under the steps. So weird. Such a weird grandma. Venom. I really enjoy Venom because it's Tom Hardy. And I love Tom Hardy. What a sexy fellow. Van Helsing. Super guilty pleasure. I love Van Helsing. I enjoyed watching this movie every single time I watched it as a kid, probably which is like 60. But it scared the shit out of me the first time I saw it because of werewolves and vampires and Frankenstein, which is weird. But and it's Hugh Jackman. Really weird that Hugh Jackman did Van Helsing movie, but it's a classic for me. The Wishmaster Collection. I love the hell out of the first Wishmaster movie. I think it's super enjoyable and cheesy and just great practical effects as well. The second one is not as great. I hate the characters in it, but the practical effects still hold up pretty much. And third and fourth one I have not watched. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Who did it? I don't know. Whiplash? You're not on my tempo. We're the Millers. We're the Millers. Your Highness. Yes, ma'am. Another guilty pleasure movie of mine. Triple X. No, not porn. It's Triple X with Vin Diesel. I love this movie. I don't care what you say. All right. We got X-Men Apocalypse. Pretty forgettable superhero movie. Wonder Woman. The Wolverine. Wolverine's a pretty badass movie. I've only watched it the once, but I enjoy it. The Wolf of Wall Street. One of the funniest movies ever made. I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. And it's crazy to think that Martin Scorsese was, like 70 years old or something like that when he made this movie. That's insane. Guy's a master. Without a Paddle. Another guilty pleasure movie of mine. I really enjoy it. And me and two of my buddies in high school, we watched this movie a lot, and we always said which of us was which character. And I was always Tom, Dax Shepard's character. I kind of enjoyed that. I didn't want to be Dan or Jerry. No, Tom. Tom is where it's at. Tom's my dad's name, by the way. V for Vendetta. The Usual Suspects. Split. X-Men First Class. got some awesome Steelbooks here. X-Men. X-Men 2 United. X-Men United, sorry. And X-Men The Last Stand. I actually enjoy The Last Stand for what it is. It's not a great movie, but hey, I'll watch it. Ooh, The Wrestler. Ram Jam. I love The Wrestler. It's Mickey Rourke is one of my favorite performances of all time in this movie. Such an emotional movie too. I cry every single time. Wreck-It Ralph. The World's End. What a weird movie. Edgar Wright. What a weird movie. I enjoy it though. Zootopia. Zombieland. Zodiac. One of my favorite movies of all time. Probably my favorite David Fincher movie, actually. I love Zodiac. You're Next. X-Men Dark Phoenix. Not that great of a movie. Ooh, Overlord. I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. This movie is such a good time. Ooh. The Verdict. Paul Newman. I love Paul Newman, and there he is right there. Verdict is awesome. Love courtroom dramas. All right, and before, this is not the end of the video because I have 2 collector's editions of classic movies that I want to share with you guys. So, first one is, I got the collector's edition of Casablanca. I love this. We open it up. It's got a nice book about the making of the film. I'm sorry if this movie pile is blocking everything, but we got a poster. Got the actual movie. And we got some coasters in here. That's awesome. Such a cool idea. I love Casablanca coasters. I haven't opened them yet. Kind of want to keep them in there for collection. Finally, last but certainly not least, Lawrence of Arabia. One of the most epic movies of all time, deserves an epic collector's edition. Look at this thing. This thing's massive. Oh, but I love it so much. All right, I gotta show you this. So that slips off. Look at this slip cover. It's so enormous. All right, so this comes out of there. Just like the Casablanca one. That one opens up. There's a big ass book with making of the movie and everything. There's the actual movie. And then right here we have an authentic film frame 70mm film print. Limited edition. That's still in the plastic. I am not taking that out because this might be worth something. So this is awesome. I love this collector's edition. Just for an epic movie. One of the most epic movies ever made. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. If you can give the video a thumbs up and maybe a comment or a like, that would be awesome. Just let me know what you think. If there's anything I could do differently for the video, for the channel in the future. This is my first video for the channel, so any feedback would be amazing. And I will have hopefully some more videos coming soon. If you guys want me to do some reviews of any of these movies, let me know. I will also maybe do some video game reviews. I'd also do those. I'm not huge into a lot of video games, but the ones that I do own, I would definitely do reviews of, and also some TV shows as well. If you guys ever want some reviews of that, just let me know, and I would love to talk about that, because if I can talk about any sort of media or content, I'm game. So anyways, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video, and give a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.